So I want to start off real quick with some WWE news. Guess what? They released someone. This one is a little bit.
Ooh, what a surprise!
I know. This one is a little bit
release
different.
Himself, just be like, I'm firing myself.
With this one, it was Nash Carter, who just recently won one half of the NXT Tag Team titles over the WrestleMania weekend, and news reports came in that he, nobody knows for sure, was accused of beating his wife, another wrestler named Kimber Lee, from I don't know if she's still in Impact. She was there for a bit. So that happened, and then they released him. But the thing is, there is no definitive proof that he did do it. So a lot of people backstage are kind of like, hey, you might be jumping the gun. Remember Enzo? And then you go back to many years ago, Enzo Amore was accused of, unless I'm mistaken, he was accused of raping a woman. And WWE...
Oh, dang.
Yeah, WWE released him, and then I think they never, proved that, that was a thing. Enzo was just like, trust me, I didn't fucking do this. And then in the end, it looks like he didn't. And it looks like WWE is potentially falling in that trap again. We don't know. Of course, there's stuff to go in, but yeah, go ahead.
That should be illegal to cry rape and then ruin a person's career or life. I just want to say that.
No, absolutely. But and Kimber Lee, granted, I don't know a lot about her. I've seen her wrestle. She's not bad. That's all I know. I don't know anything about her personal life, obviously. But supposedly she's said this about other people in the past. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Don't take my word for it. But I don't know. It's just a lot of people backstage seem to be really upset. They all felt like Nash Carter was a good fit in the locker room. They all liked him a lot. So to see him go for something like this, they seem kind of like, who would have thought? But then again, look at Benoit. Nobody expected him to do what he did. Granted, there was a lot that goes into Benoit. We're not going to get into that now. But, you never know. But hopefully... Yeah, go ahead.
Whether he did it or not, once you get accused of something like that, and it goes into the court of public opinion,
it kind of sticks with you.
So for the company to say face,
yeah,
it's just they're gonna let him go. And I think we've had this we've had a back and forth about this on the podcast before, where I think this is completely wrong. And what I mean by that is to fire someone without proof of wrongdoing. But that is the world we live in today.
Yeah,
that is unfortunate. If he did it, then deservedly so.
Yeah.
If he did not do it, hey, AEW probably pick him up.
Potentially, yeah. Or he was a big star in Impact.
Yeah,
he could just as easily go back there, but then again, I don't know if his wife's still there, so it's a whole thing. But
only time will tell.
Hopefully, that's not the case. Hopefully, she's okay. Hopefully, he's gonna end up being okay. I don't know, but this is all I know. Then I want to move on to some AEW stuff. So today's date is what? It's Thursday the 14th. Yesterday the 13th, there was an episode of AEW Dynamite. And Tony Khan and AEW went so hard for no goddamn reason. And I am so appreciative of it. It was such a good show. And I'm thinking, why are they putting on a pay-per-view level show for no reason? And it was amazing. It started off with CM Punk versus Penta El Oscuro, also known as Penta ZOM, also known as just Pentagon. I think it's just Pentagon. I don't know. His man's had too many fucking names. So they go out, and they're having just one hell of a fight. CM Punk proving his great wrestling mind. At one point, he botches a spot, meaning he screwed up in a part of the match, where he was supposed to jump off the top rope, grab the guy with his legs and flip him over. He fell, and then in doing so, he was just like, I'm going to feign an injury to save face. And I was like, that's smart. And then he did it so well. You see fans are like, oh shit, Punk is hurt. And this is CM Punk. He's a fucking wrestling legend. So everyone's like, oh my God. And then he continues throughout the match. And then, of course, he's fine. He's perfectly fine. But it's just he had the wherewithal. You see a lot of times wrestlers, especially younger ones, they'll get hurt or they'll not get hurt. They'll screw up a move. And then they don't know what to do. They panic, they freeze, and then they just do the move again. And it takes you out of it. Punk was just like, no, this is all part of it. Look, I fell, I got hurt now. How can I continue wrestling? He was fighting with a screwed up leg. It was just intelligent. I've seen AJ Styles do a lot. Another great wrestling mind. But that happened. Then we had another amazing tag team championship match between reDRagon and, I mentioned on the podcast before, Jurassic Express being Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. And
yeah, boy.
one hell of a war. They went back and forth. It was.
I want to see Luchasaurus in the next Jurassic World movie.
I want him to fight a T-Rex.
Yeah. Yeah. Stunner the shit out of a T-Rex.
Yeah. Well, not. Remember, I told you he did parkour. He'd probably run up and down the damn thing. Just a very large man doing parkour.
Well, in my mind, he's like almost the same size as the T-Rex.
Okay. He's that big. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the weapon that they created to fight these dinosaurs.
They sent Luchasaurus out there.
Yeah. Can we please have this as part of the next Jurassic World movie?
Yeah. Fun fact about Luchasaurus, he has a PhD. Can you guess in what?
There you go.
Can you guess in what?
He archaeology?
Anthropology.
I believe it was the Renaissance era of history.
Makes perfect sense.
Oh, so he's like Chris.
Yeah, just that specific era though. Like,
just like studied history for no reason. He's big as hell. Studied history for no reason.
Yeah,
it's just hilarious.
How come Chris is a Luchasaurus though? How come he hasn't become a Luchasaurus?
Well, he is a Luchasaurus. He just doesn't do it professionally.
That's pretty much it. But no, they had a great match, and it looked like they were building towards them going up against FTR, which FTR is like one of the greatest fucking tag teams in the world. Can't wait for it. And Marina Shafir debuted in AEW. She's one of the 4 horsewomen with Ronda Rousey, and I'm not gonna get into all that, but that's another thing. And the main event, something straight out of a fucking monster movie. Minoru Suzuki, the king, the murder grandpa, versus Samoa Joe, one of the most intense wrestlers ever. Like, these are two of the most violent people ever / nicest people ever that you could ever meet. And just, they have never wrestled ever. This is the first time they have ever wrestled. They've both been around for many, many years. And they're fighting over the Ring of Honor Television Championship, which Suzuki just recently won at the Ring of Honor pay-per-view WrestleMania weekend. And his first ever title in the U.S. And they're going insane. Like, literally, the match starts and everybody's already losing their minds. Like, they haven't done anything. Then they proceed to chop each other.
I saw that clip you put up on Twitter.
And they didn't stop. Like, you saw it, Eslam. They did not stop. They just kept going. And it wasn't like a little chop. Like, they're going hard. Like, they're chopping the shit.
They were both red.
Yeah, they were both red. They're like you see like the little blood like coming out from the chopping and everything, and they just kept going back and forth. They're spinning around in circles, just continuing to chop. You could see their hands are starting to look a little bit swollen, and it was just a fight, man. It was just a brutal fight. Going back and forth. They did that. They did the elbows to the head a bunch of times. They're pulling out their moves. It was a goddamn war. There's really no other way to put it. One of the best violent matches I've ever seen. One of the most hype matches I've ever seen. In the end, Samoa Joe did win. He's the first ever, I think it's a Triple Crown champion in Ring of Honor history now. Man, it was awesome. And then they kind of had a weird moment after that took a lot of people out of it. There was a wrestler that debuted immediately after. So he won. Then you had Jay Lethal and I can't remember the guy's name right now. Another great wrestler who's with him. They both come out. The lights turn off. The lights come back on. And there's a very large Indian man that's not the Great Khali is standing in the ring. And his name is Satnam Singh. Apparently he's played pro basketball. And he's been training to wrestle for like 8 months or longer than that. And just me and everybody else in the world forgot. He was just backstage just training hard for like forever. So he showed up and he just kept on just beating the shit out of Samoa Joe, and everyone's just kind of like, who is this? Like, it was a weird reveal. Like, you shouldn't turn off the lights and turn back on if it's going to be somebody that nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? That should be recognizable. It should have you just have a monster come out and just destroy Joe. That's what they should have done. But it was weird. That took a lot of people out of it, sadly. It sucked after such a great show, after such a great match. You had this moment. But, I mean, you can't win them all. Hopefully this guy proves people wrong. They say that he is good. Of course, we haven't seen him wrestle, but I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. And that's it for my wrestling news.
Cool. Interesting shit.
What's his wrestling name?
The Indian dude, his name is Satnam Singh. I don't think he has a wrestling name, at least not now.
Oh.
I think that's his legit name. I could be completely wrong about that.
One. That's like, I feel like that's like weird, not memorable. Like,
it looks like his name is Satnam Singh Bamara. Yeah, he former basketball player. He was picked in the second round, number 52 in the 2015 NBA draft.